Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you a really cool flavor, a really cool texture that you can use in your playing, and I'm going to package it in a really simple exercise. So we'll go over that exercise, and then as soon as we go over the exercise, I'll show you how you can break it apart and inject it into your playing, into your solos. If you're playing lead guitar or you're in a jam, whatever it might be, whatever the scenario, you can take this flavor, this texture, this exercise, and inject it right into your playing. So this is going to be a really simple pentatonic shape, the most simple pentatonic shape, in my opinion. And for those of you who are intermediates and think, oh, well, I might be too good for this, I think there's a big disconnect when beginners and intermediates are, trying to level up, is we get familiar with the shape, or something on the guitar, a shape, a chord pattern, something where we go, all right, I've got this under my fingers, I understand the concept, I'm moving on to something else, instead of really refining and recognizing that, Stevie Ray Vaughan, for example, only uses, or I shouldn't say only, but really stays inside of this pattern. And the reason it sounds different from, some random person at Guitar Center is the amount of time he took to refine his skills. Same thing, Chuck Berry, stays within this shape, this classic, but instead of sounding like, a scale, it sounds smoother, funkier, sexier, whatever adjective you want to use to describe it, because of how they're playing, the slight, micro adjustments they're making on individual notes, pulling down slightly, vibrato, yada, yada, yada. So I think it's really important to refine certain aspects inside of a traditional or basic shapes, to really, really become an expert and really, get that muscle memory down. So anyways, I will jump in right freaking now. If you find this helpful, you do like the video, actually like it, that's helpful for me, and subscribe to the channel. I want to put out lots of stuff like this, tips, tricks, lessons, etc., to get you refining your skill and making it applicable, going beyond, traditional scale work, things like that. All right, so we're taking this really easy pentatonic shape. It's going to be a G minor pentatonic shape. Excuse my guitar phases. All right, so it's based on that shape. But like I said, how can we get it to a place where we're not just, when we're jamming, we don't want it to sound so stiff, right? How can we get it to we can take just a few notes and make it sound really cool, make it sound smooth. And that's where I think, beginners and intermediates can start having a really great time playing with somebody who might be, more advanced than them, but they can hang because, we can make the really simple stuff sound great. Okay, so the exercise is... and this will lead right into the next, cycle. All right, so you get the idea. Now listen, the whole point of taking some time to actually refine these skills and refine these flavors is that, when we get going, it always sounds a little stiff. It always sounds a little rough. That second time through, there were a few pieces where I went, oh man, I'm being a little sloppy. And that's where you have that immediate feedback. So I think just, setting a timer for 5 minutes and just putting this on repeat is so, so beneficial to your playing. And, if you actually just take the time to, I'm trying to make sure I'm getting heard here, but if you play really light, excuse me, it gets really easy to hear when you have a slip up. You get that immediate feedback. You find that perfect balance of not over picking, not choking with your fretting hand. And that just gives you such great immediate feedback. It might not be how you play on stage, no one's gonna, but you will have moments where you're playing a little lighter, you're going a little harder, and having those dynamics under your fingers I think is really important. So there's the exercise. What I would do is practice that for 5 minutes. All right, just get that under your fingers. Now, the situation in which you can just put this right in, really, I'll say this, is any, B flat major, that would be the relative major, any B flat major jam, and of course G minor, you can certainly put in those are notes that go inside of a really simple B major progression, or excuse me, B flat major. All right. Now this little thing, and I should say, if you're struggling with that slide, you're newer to this 3-finger or 3-string small bar, you don't have to slide it when you get to that point. Right? There's also a little bit of a rake. You don't have to do those things. You can take it really, really slow and just play it the way that feels best for you based on your capacity. But this whole little, line is great over a G blues, right? The dominant blues, because of those minor flavors. All right, so you can put on, and I'll link a great G blues backing track, and you can actually just try this drill over that backing track if you want. Again, I would get it under your fingers separately and then inject it into a backing track type scenario and have a little more fun with it, be a little bit more creative, right? So if you have this, G blues backing track and it's, you're using some of those notes on the 5-4-3 string set. Then you can inject some of those. Right? You can have some fun playing around with some of the elements inside of the exercise. You don't have to use the exercise in full when you're, playing over a backing track. You don't have to, you don't have to go through it note by note. You can say, all right, I'm here. Recognize that keeping things, small, keeping the shapes small, keeping things simple is a really great way to sound really good. You don't have to be blazing all over the neck to sound really great. So break it up, break it into small parts, put it over a backing track, and have a little fun with it. If you do 5 minutes of just running through the exercise and then 5 minutes of breaking it apart and playing with it, on top of a backing track, you'll feel so good. I think it'll be a really nice creative way to get your hands going, get your brain firing, and then go jump into all the songs and solos you want to learn. And if you did that just once, before you jump into your stuff, just one day, you'll feel great. If you did that consistently for a week or 2 weeks, you would be in a really great place, especially with this shape and the feel for this shape. A lot of you will already know this scale shape, but all of a sudden the feel will be that much different. So my last thing is that if you really want to get into a great place, because you already saw me getting sloppy, put on a slow metronome. This is 70. You can go much slower, but it would just be simple to slow yourself down and make sure you're in great rhythm. You get the point, right? Force yourself to slow down a bit. Feel those hits. Give yourself one time through where you go so light that you can barely hear it. Make some emphasis on a random note here and there. Anyways, you can get creative with it. I will stop right there if you found this helpful. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll have some more good stuff out here for you very soon. And I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.